Hello. I'm trying
Hi.
to protect you.
Huh?
I'm trying to protect you.
You trying to protect me?
They said 6 feet.
Yeah, we got thousands. We have thousands right
Oh, so
now.
you're good?
We good. We good. You safe. You
I even
safe.
brushed my teeth too.
I'm so proud of you. Hey, I love it. So,
See what happens.
actor,
Yeah.
director sometimes, you do a little bit of casting sometimes. You're
Yes.
working, doing your thing. Many credits under your belt, a lot of independent shorts, but you stayed consistently working for many, 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 many years. Yes? No?
Yeah. It's I'm quite known pretty much as a commercial actor.
Right.
That's where the the notice of my work has started. Doing commercials for anything from like what's his name, Quiznos, to what's this furniture company that I used to always go to, Rainbow Flanagan. Rainbow Flanagan, and all that stuff pretty much got noticed. So a lot of people kind of harp on wanting to do commercials. You know, they want the longevity of being on a series.
Right.
No, you could do a series. It can last for a day, the first pilot, then that's it, or one season, and then that's it. But to do commercial work and for it to be ongoing and the residual on that end,
Nice.
it's pretty neat. It's a pretty good deal because it keeps you working, and then people know that you're that go-to person.
Right.
That they call on to you, like, hey, we got this ice cream commercial. We know you can nail it, so we want you.
So that's the consistency you have. They know from your work and what you do, like, hey, I know he can get that done.
Yeah, because a lot of known actors started from doing commercials. Like John Travolta, even Denzel Washington. Done one or two or three commercials, and then after that, it flies off.
I remember when I was younger, and you probably remember this as well, where you had a separation when it comes to actors, where you had commercial, soap opera, and then movie. Like movie people never do television. They'll never do commercials unless it was like some big company that they were endorsing. Now you have everyone dipping their hand into everything to have that consistent check coming. They wanted to be a film actor or actress and not ever do soap opera or TV or sitcoms, and now you have them doing full-on shows and movies, because the motherfuckers got a check coming on a regular basis. Let a rerun come through, I still getting paid. Your lump sum is gone. Plus, the way the world is with entertainment, few people are really going sitting in a movie theater. They're sitting at home. Just like with this situation right now, they released was it Trolls? They released Trolls all on demand. They made $100 million just on demand.
Right.
So what made you get into that? Was that your first initial, I want to do this, or when did the acting bug hit you?
Whoa. Well, take it back. We might as well take it back to when it first started, when I first got into the arts. When I was possibly like 7 years old.
Really?
It was like my first play. We did Christopher Columbus. I was the king, Erik McKay. Anyway. But we know the truth behind that story.
Oh, now. Yeah, we know the truth behind that.
Because if I'd have known what I know now,
you've been like, I ain't doing that.
You know what I'm saying? But it started there, but I was also into music because my family, my grandmother played the piano and sung, and she even had a couple of songs out that she wrote back in the day. And my mother, she sung, and she was also an artist. So that's where I pretty much picked up this whole. I hope I got the same talent as they got. I want to try this thing. And then it was music. I used to write sheet music, read sheet music, play the xylophone and the piano. I performed at Lincoln Center.
Nice.
When I was about 11. And that's when I fell in love with like jazz. music, being able to write this stuff, playing mahogany on the piano and the xylophone, doing these things. Well, all that stuff just went out the window.
So clearly, I was going to ask you, do you still play? But clearly, you do not.
I can still play a little bit by ear, a little bit by ear. When I hear certain things, I can go and hit the keys, but it'll still be a little difficult for me to try to remember what the chords are. But I lost that going to high school, not because of girls and nothing like that.
Because I was about to say,
they stuck a
that
brother.
Puberty hit, and it was like, forget this. I was going to say, but you answered your own question. I was going to say, look at that, just threw that talent out the window behind some.
But I wish that was the truth. But they stuck me in auto mechanics.
Oh.
So, don't worry about it. We're going to get you in there. Don't worry about it. Back in the days,
no one's going to fight them. Yeah.
Born and raised in the Bronx. And now right? So it's like they just stuck you wherever they felt they needed that classroom population to be filled.
And that's just not where you're from. I think definitely in our generation and older, that's what they did with us. They stuck you where they needed to stick you in a trade, and they didn't put you anywhere when it came to using your artistic ability unless, do you play basketball? You play sports? But if anything after that, oh no, you can do the typing class, you can be in the home ec, you can do this.
Yeah, because you're gonna be the guy, you're gonna get a job.
Right. Not a career, and not knowing that you can do very well with no knocking down the trades, because that's we need people to work in the trade, but don't force it on me.
Yeah, because you have this desire to follow your dreams.
Right.
To follow something that has like your greatest interest. You would hope that guidance counselors and teachers would support that, and I didn't get that, unfortunately.
Right.
But that's okay. I can't. It's like I can't go back and change that now. I couldn't go back and change that then, because in the second part of my life, which was what built my career as far as me getting my degree, me making money, me being able to live on my own, was information technology. Because this is when computers came out.
Yeah.
So it was like, what is that thing?
Yeah.
I could type. I still probably could type 75 words a minute.
Oh, look, I still click clack, but go ahead.
I was like, hey, Marshall, what you got over there? What you doing? Oh, you got a B? Check this out, I got an A+. So I was that guy, wanting to find out how things work. Didn't want to be auto mechanic, but anything that was technical, that was my thing that I learned when I was in high school. So me programming in Pascal, Fortran, basic.
So have you kept up with those skills with the way technology now happens every 6 months or something brand new? Have you kept up with that? It's a great side hustle. That's a great skill to have, right now. So,
because I have my degree in information technology.
Yes.
But that technology after 2000 dramatically changed.
Yeah.
So
Y2K.
They were here. It was matter of fact, it was off the chart. So I was like, damn, oh God, what, I got this certification, but then now I need to spend $3,000 to get this certification. It's like being a doctor. It's always, you're always going to keep going to get, schooling.
Right.
When it came to information technology. And I was like, I'd be damned if I keep spending this amount of money to get trained. Because like if an employees back in the days, sometimes they were, reimbursing the employees on it, but then that was a dead issue after a certain amount of time. And I think that's probably, like I said, when the new millennial came in, 2000, it was like, that's a wrap. We're not doing that anymore. Whatever you want to get, go ahead and get.
But they're not helping you. Yeah.
They're not helping.
So that's when you had the career change, going after your passion.
Well, we can go back a little bit because I used to model, see? I got a lot
Don't get me started.
of stories. I used to model. This is
Uh-huh.
when it started. This
I
is
can
when
tell
it's
by your photos you post. I'm like, oh, he got poses. He giving us angles. Okay. Should oh, okay, right and the left. And the tilt back. Behave yourself. Stop. Stop. You know how us Capricorns are. Don't everybody think we full of ourselves.
Oh, now we try to sell it. We try to sell it.
Have to.
Well,
So you were doing some modeling.
yes, I was doing some modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And this is back when Willie Wear, Cross Colors, Kyle Kanai, was the Shitsnits.
Mm-hmm.
I can like first, right?
Yes, you can. Believe
But
me.
try not to. But that's when it was the Shitsnits,
Yes.
those brands. So I started doing that modeling when Black Expo first came about. When the Black designers were, they were starting to get the top of their game. So that's what I was doing. And I met a lot of people in the industry, So now it's like this whole career change thing is happening again. Oh, this person, that person. We can even talk about from Andre Harrell, who passed.
Right,
I
right.
went to a conference and heard him speak. And that's when I wanted to get to artist management because people said, all these people.
Right. And you might as well use the skill that you were already developing and acquiring. Didn't even know you were developing it. And when it comes to that, they trust you already. They see your face. They know you're in the industry. You're in the inside. What greatness to do the outside part of it. You already been working in it. So, of course.
Yeah, and the thing about
you modeling, you made some connections. You know what? Let me go ahead and help my people out.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Because see, that's what Andre Harrell believed in. It's like use your talents for the purpose of helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I wanted to do because people kept coming to me saying, all these. I'm like, yeah. So what?
Right.
But that was kind of selfish on me. You know what I mean?
You shouldn't. It's hard. I think all of us have went through the struggle of figuring out our purpose because that's the ultimate thing. What is my purpose? This feels good. This may feel great. I like this, but what really is your purpose? And many times we hold that back from the world because we're not even comfortable really working in your purpose. You know what I mean? And it's a gift that's been given to you and it has to be given back. So it is selfish of us to hold back on our purpose. And it may seem small to you, but it's huge to somebody else. So yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it's like, once I started doing that, doing this artist management, I had 3 acts that I was managing. And long story short, that was a long, short career.
Okay.
Because I seen how these individuals weren't taking it serious. They weren't putting in the work. So I had to relinquish myself from being part of that and saying, you know what? I know that I'm trying to manage other people's lives, but I got to manage my own and do what I love.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
And that's when the acting thing came about.
Okay.
My first little bit, I guess, was I was an extra, background extra, and Have Plenty. This is a funny story. So I did the movie, background, Chris Chereau was the director, writer, and it. Babyface was in it, him and his wife, his ex-wife at the time. I mean, his wife, who's now his ex-wife now, Tracy Edmonds, was in it. And I was in this scene where it's like people at the bar, this restaurant, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see myself. I'm like, hey, no mind. I went to go see the movie, no big deal, right? I'm in the parking lot, walking over to the car. Here come this 13-year-old kid, maybe 10 years old. Said, excuse me, can I get your autograph? I was like, I said, what? He said, I saw you in the movie. I said, you saw me? I'm back here, like this guy right here.
He saw you.
This guy right here, this thing right here.
Yeah. But he saw you.
He saw me. I was like, oh, wow. I was okay, here you go.
And I gotta practice the signature, make sure it's right. People want autographs and stuff. I just can't sign any kind of way.
I'm like Denzel Washington.
Yeah, right. That's amazing.
And that right there was like, because basically I did it for a friend who was part of the production team, saying they looking for some extras. We just want to do this thing, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And then after that, when that little young man came to me and said what he said, I was like, this is it.
Yeah. That was the bug. That was all you needed. Yeah.
This is what I was meant to do.
So have you found it difficult though because you have a long career. You have a long career, longer than most. Some people, many people, as they know or don't know, you have a bunch of actors who may not have the longevity that you have and don't have the resilience and the push. Have you found it difficult being from New York, the Bronx? I don't want to get it wrong. No disrespect. And a man of color being pushed, because you're older, you look amazing, but you're older, being pushed into stereotyping and typecasting, even as an extra, whatever, the same thing over and over again. And how have you pushed back against that?
Well, this is what the paradigm shift has done. When I first started being on the set, the first set that I was on was All My Children. I did that for 10 years.
Really? I loved All My
10 years. And I was a police officer in Pine Valley.
Yeah.
So I'm a police officer, black guy in Pine Valley.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at this guy who was a robber, who's being detained in one of the scenes, white guy. And I'm looking at him like he's a robber. He looked like he stepped out of Banana Republic ad. I'm like,
Pine Valley.
That's when I started to see the shift.
Yeah.
They started to use us as civil employees now. No more the black guy's the bad guy anymore.
Yeah.
Mostly. So it's like this shift. So for me, trying to get those jobs where we don't see you as the mad evil black guy. I'm like, really? But it's acting. So now it's like I took offense to that.
Really?
I have.
Why?
Because I trained thoroughly for this. You can't tell me that I'm the light-skinned, black, non-threatening dude.
Oh.
We come in all shades.
So that's funny. I think you're the only person I've ever heard say that you were offended that they weren't trying to typecast you. Well, in a way they were, as you're not the big black dude.
They
don't think you're threatening. You're not threatening to them. So
I gotta go.
No.
I go like this one.
It's not even. Sit down somewhere. So it's interesting that, like you said, you trained for this, and they're like, no, you're going to be officer number 2. Thank you. Yeah. Sit down somewhere.
Basically.
You're going to be dad. Thanks.
Here's a badge and a gun. Sit over there.
Yeah, sit over there. You're going to be the store clerk saying how you doing. You're not going to be the big black dude. No.
See, I had an acting coach, and she kind of pretty much she instilled in me, said you should embrace your sexiness. I said I embrace it, but I'm more than that. I can be on the opposite side of the spectrum.
And I think and it happens. Shamar Moore, Michael Ealy. The more Shamar Moore, for the longest time, because he did Young and the Restless, was considered a sex symbol for a long time. Michael Ealy, they still want his shirt off.
But wait a minute. Did you see Michael Ealy when he did The Following, that last season?
Yes.
He played the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like
He plays a bad guy well, though. He plays a bad guy well.
That's what I'm saying.
He plays a bad guy well. And I also like him in Jacob's Ladder, the remake of Jacob's Ladder, and also in For Color Girls as the crazy. Yeah. That broke my heart. But he's a very good actor. I think he's able to break the barrier of being typecast for being the sexy light-skinned green-eyed dude. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it happens, you know, because take Shamar Moore or you take Omar Epps. Omar
Epps.
Huh? The one who's married to that singer. He's dark. He played in Love and Basketball.
Omar Epps.
He's the darker skinned dude. So they always want to put him as something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, you fought against that, huh? Embrace that sexy.
Well,
so not just women being objectified in Hollywood, so are men being objectified in Hollywood.
Yes, we are.
And you haven't ridden that ride and enjoyed it, being the sex symbol, being the pretty guy on the scene.
I've embraced it, but you know, again, it's like I don't want to miss those opportunities when they come, because I don't want like an agent or a manager or even a casting director to be like, oh no, no, you know, this guy right here, I brought my headshot this thing. You know, this guy right here, he's sexy. No, he can't be a bad guy.
You giving them eyes, man. You giving them sultry in the picture. So what you expect?
See, I got my just due, and I got my blessing, because then I did an episode on The Blind Spot, where I played the bad guy. I got some gunplay out of that too.
I saw the clip. Yeah, I saw the clip.
Oh, I was happy as a mug.
I saw that.
I was happy as a mug.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen again. Sit your pretty self down. Just stop.
Oh shit,
sir. You're a detective. Stop it. And you're not even gonna be a dirty detective. You're gonna be real clean straight. Thank you. Sit down.
You're gonna be the good detective.
You'll be the good detective. Turn everybody in. Y'all shouldn't be doing that. No. That's who you gonna be. You will not have your training day moment. You will not say King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Huh?
Ask you a question. We're gonna turn the tables.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What inspires you?
Just in general, what inspires me?
What inspires you?
I say this a lot, and probably people get tired of me saying this, but what inspires me is not disappointing my mother. She's long gone now, but I know she prayed hard over all of us. That was my thing as a child. I never got spanking before in life. My siblings hate me for that. My siblings have resentment issues. My siblings have resentment issues when it comes to me never having gotten any type of physical reprimand.
The only reason why she act like that because she never got a beating.
So they, I mean, if you talk to my siblings, they're like, if I say that, they get real, because mommy took it. Like, I didn't get it easy. Y'all did so much shit that I had to act right. You know what I mean? You know how you have siblings who do so much, and I'm smart. Child. I said, let me look at. So I don't need her ever mad at me. My mom was the right and the left hand of the law. I said, I don't want her ever mad at me. I don't want them hands ever on me because I see it, and I'm flinching just watching it happen. You know what I mean? So, but for me,
how many brothers?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
So you had like 4 chances to get it right.
I'm the youngest, right? Oh. They've my sister. Listen, I'm like, I can't. They did so much, and whatever it was, I said, y'all made it hard for me. So y'all don't understand how I had it harder than y'all did. I said, because then it's like, I better not. So the reins are real tight, even on myself. But for me, what inspires me is I know she prayed hard for all of us equally. And she always wanted us to succeed. She wanted us to live life, enjoy life, do better than her, go beyond her prayers. And I have nieces and nephews that, I can't be out here just doing something crazy. I can't. because they don't ask me questions about it. So I have to make sure that I have to leave some type of legacy of something for my family in some type of way. That's what motivates me. That's all.
Oh, so you're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for others.
No. I don't like a lot of attention. I'm not one for praise. If you're happy, if I can do something to make you happy and you know something accomplished for you, then that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need all of that. I'm very antisocial. I'm a really big introvert, so I don't need all that.
Please. I saw videos. I saw you hanging out, all white parties and everything. I saw you.
This ain't about me. I was forced to go places.
That was just for the pictures.
When I go places, I stand in the corner. I stand in the corner. I may dip my toe in for a second and dip out. An hour tops, and I'm like, okay, shut my face. Like if you had a function, I'm coming. Hey, you invited me. I'm here.
Get a support.
Support you. What you need? You need me to do anything? Okay. Much love. Kiss, kiss. Going home.
You won't be doing that here in New York.
I hung out when I was younger too much, so it's like.
Oh, so yeah, it's like.
Yeah. You know, I looked older when I was younger, so my sister and I favored when I was younger, so she took me out to my first clubs and stuff, and I just used her ID back in the day when you know you can do that and just get in, and now I'm like, these kids don't know how to having a good time. I had a good time.
Oh, nowadays, yes.
Yeah. But that's me. That's what motivates me. And right now it's just hopefully creating something people can talk and be free and get the word out about themselves and have those hard conversations. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about
Oh, okay.
Arbery.
Huh?
Arbery.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it.
Woosa, woosa, woosa.
I mean, how hard is that for you?
I am so it's like I know I'm done. Mm-hmm. I know I'm done. Even after the young girl's name, Bria, is it? The young lady who just was shot 8 times in her apartment in her house.
And then before that, John in Dallas was shot in his apartment. That was 2 years ago. And then remember his happened in 2018. Then towards the end of 2018, then she was not even 6 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this, and then you had other things happen. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You know.
I'm past the point of heartbreak.
Yeah.
I'm pissed the fuck off.
Right. As we should be, as we all should be.
I would be out. It's like more. And these fucking celebrities, y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all not doing shit. What are y'all scared of? We fucking made y'all. We pay the tickets. We pay for your products. We the ones who put that shit out there for you. What are you afraid of? Only person I could really hear from is like Snoop Dogg. He go right in.
You know what I think that would happen is, you know, we never used to be thin-skinned in society.
Mm-hmm.
People were able to say what they wanted to say, no matter how raw or whatever it was, and there was no offense taken. You weren't going to get canceled, right? And the way society and entertainment and media is set up is all clicks, it's likes, it's shares. You know, so the sweat equity is different and how you get what you get right now. So you can have 3 million followers, right? And you're just banking on that because now social media is paying you because you have followers, because now you can get a check from YouTube and Facebook and Instagram because you have this following. And once you make a step that they don't like and you lose that, now you want to apologize. I think people are afraid to speak out because they're afraid of losing something. I was telling a friend of mine the other day that privilege goes both ways. And I say we're privileged in the sense of we never had to fight a good fight for it to shift change. I have never had to experience fighting a good fight.
This generation you're talking about.
This generation, you know, I'm 42 and I've experienced things, but I have never experienced what someone who's 62, 72 experience. You see what I'm saying? So we have a lot, we talk a lot. We can bring up stuff, but very few of us are trying to push the change. Okay, we're talking about now what we're going to do about it because they don't want to risk anything. There's very few risk takers right now.
Oh, yeah.
No one's going to walk off their job or walk a mile or sit in and get beat or hosed down. You see it in other countries because it's a different type of, they don't have what we have. You know, we can talk a good game, but then one thing happens, we forget about it. You know what I mean? And I think no one wants to risk anything. You have people who have so much to lose risking more than people who should be able to risk stuff. You know what I mean? Like celebrity, like you're saying, they don't have that much to risk. It's not gonna cost them anything. You have folks who are regular who are really making a stand. You know, you have to be angry about it and actually push it. And even after something happens, keep pushing it.
Right.
You can't just wait for the next thing to happen because it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be the play. You know, but it's just that, you know, I'm on my last straw. You know, I'm ready to put some stuff in action. I'm ready to really voice how I feel, and probably a host of others of people who can't speak up for themselves. I did the marches that, you know, that were here in our generation. I did those. But it's like if one more thing happened, I mean, you know, I don't have no firearms yet. So I'm just saying.
It's not about one more thing. I think we have to be educate ourselves on the laws of each state because everyone is so different. I live in Texas, and you know, Texas is like could be a country on its own. This is some different stuff over here. You know what I mean? Educate yourself on officials, laws, what's going on, and also be mindful before you jump. Do some research. You know, look into things. But we have to make people uncomfortable. People are real comfortable. Those men were comfortable.
Yeah.
Because they're ex-police. The judge happens to be their friend. They only got arrested, in my opinion, for protection purposes. Not because, the videos out there is horrendous, absolutely. But their address was put out there. People knew where they lived. So let me arrest you, my friend, and put you away to keep you safe because you're not going to be safe on the streets.
There you go. They in the cell drinking beers.
Absolutely. And then I saw a report with Cuomo today or the other day where the owner of the home being built has never made a complaint.
Right.
He's like, I feel sorry for the family, also my own, because now I don't want anyone thinking we made a complaint. I don't want my house advertised out there like that in the world because it's going to cause a problem. I don't even know those gentlemen like that. Wow. Yes, there was some things that happened in January, but they were the only ones who made a report. There's no report of anyone complaining about break-ins in any homes. Just those two men got some guns thrown out their truck in January. So you attack this guy, and then the guy who made the video is scared because he don't know what's going on. They sat on it for 2 months. So they only got arrested for protection.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
But we saw it. That was it, because we saw it.
But yet, the basketball player who has a home that's just for sale, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He has a home for sale, right? Somebody walked into his home and he was in it and he shot at him 6 times. They arrested him. So my thing is this.
What?
There was a basketball player who has a home for sale, and it wasn't an open house. It happened to be unlocked, but it wasn't open house or anything like that. It was for sale. The people walked in to look at the house, and he was there. It's his home, and he shot at him, and they arrested him. I want to say that happened in either California or somewhere else. They arrested him for shooting at them people 6 times. Now, the home there's no open house sign saying come in or whatever. No one walks into a for sale home unless it's open house or you're invited by the realtor. What are you doing?
Wow.
Because you arrest a black guy for protecting his home because somebody walked into it. I don't know you're looking at my house because you want to buy it. What the hell you walked into my house? But this guy got chased down a public street and shot and killed. And you waited 2 months to arrest him. They don't care about our black men. They don't.
About our sisters either.
And let that have been a white woman who shot that black guy. She wouldn't even be in jail right now at all, okay? Because to me, white women right now are the most protected and privileged right now running around here. They make the most phone calls and cause the most ruckus. Sorry.
Well, we've seen it. All the Beckys. Or they call them Karen now?
Karen, yeah. They have the audacity. Now listen, Karen. I'm gonna do like white folks. So I am not racist or prejudiced. You know what I mean? I am equal opportunity. I'm international. Okay, listen. I have great white friends. So, but they have the audacity to say that Karen, using the word Karen, is offensive. It's almost like using the N-word. Yes, I will send you the article I saw. It's offensive, and it's like using the N-word.
Wow.
And it's something. I'm like, shut up. You've been calling us Bonquisha and Shanae and all them things for years.
Right?
When you want to say something, and we laugh about it because hell, whatever. But you don't want to be called Karen or Becky or Susan.
Mm-hmm. But now they're trying to
sit down somewhere.
Now they try to be us.
Yeah.
That's all right.
We can't even have our own fight. Me Too wasn't started by them, but they should have ran with it.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
How you managing the corona?
I am managing fine. How are you managing corona? You are in like the hot zone.
The hot zone.
You're in the hot zone of corona.
Always prepared.
I mean, you are in the hot zone of corona.
I'm not gonna lie. You know, I got my little jobby job, pay my little Billy bills, and I'm grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
But to send your employees out into a pandemic, into a building that 4 people, I'm putting this out there, I don't care, because my life was in danger.
Okay.
4 people in the building had it. And you think I got friends. I got friends before I worked for the company. So what makes you think I don't know? We're contractors working under. And one person passed. But you're still sending your employees there to work, which is essential employees, workers. How? Work in a financial institution, but we're not giving out money to the public. We're not tellers. I don't see how we help it.
Yeah, it's just there's no care. And it's amazing how the divide that you're seeing and the privilege that you're seeing in the world, with people right now. Texas, our governor Abbott opened up just in time for Mother's Day weekend. Oh yeah, he opened up saying now like. Restaurants can have people and barbers and salons can be open and nail shops. So of course, they were just busy all last weekend, and department stores are open and all type of things. Huh?
Oh, no, I said, huh?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, of course. It's all about money. If you stay closed too long, it's going to take years to recover, but people's health are much more important. But as long as you have folks out there protesting about opening the gym so I can go work out, what the fuck? literally out there. Where were they? In Austin? Some state capital, out there exercising, demanding they open the gyms. You outside exercising as a protest. So keep running. That's
Really?
a cesspool for disease. You know for a fact in the gym, they don't clean behind those people. You clean yourself.
I'm not even thinking about going to my gym even when they open. They might not see me until next year.
Right. I think you have more folks who are going to really keep the fashion of staying away only if they have to.
Mm-hmm.
And, and let me say this. I understand some people have to work, man. I get it. I get it. Yeah. I understand it. Some people have to. And that's just the way the world is right now. Some people have to. They have, they're lucky they didn't lose their job because some people have lost their jobs. Huh?
That $100 ain't do nothing for nobody. $1,200.
And make it sad is if you make six figures or 99,000, you don't get anything. Not knowing what they got to take care of. Some people can make six figures a year. That's great. But their expenses and responsibilities take a lot. Take a man who may have child support.
Yeah.
For at least 2 children. They're taking 30% of his income off top.
Yeah.
Or kids in college, you're paying for your kids in college. Insurance you're paying for. Or a family to take care of. Where 2 incomes is what's making it happen for you.
Yeah, because see, the bad moves that they didn't do, the government didn't do, was to shut down immediately. Yeah. Just shut down 30 days. Shut down. We shutting down. Everybody go home. Healthcare people, we need y'all.
Well, why do that when you first heard about it in November, December, when it started rippling hearing of it? You can't lose your holiday money. Think about it.
Money. Well, at least that January, that March, you could have locked down. Could have locked it down.
Was it Korea that locked down in November and they locked down in December and they just opened back up in March?
Could have just shut down. That's it. Just shut down until they get a handle on it. It could have.
The president didn't believe it. Remember, he thought it was a joke. He thought it was a hoax.
Yeah, if he took the right route, we're gonna do what we need to do, because now it's like should we open now? No, if we don't open, then we're gonna go back to where we were.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. You had 9/11, you're 9/11. Now you have this. And it's not the same. 9/11, it was immediate.
This is a slow burning.
It's a slow burn. And even with 9/11, with the illnesses that came after that. But that wasn't surprising, right? But those are things that you can't just get from sneezing. You see what I'm saying? This is a slow burn. This is different, but y'all are both hit. You know what I mean? So how is that on the spirit when you have that? Then you have another wave may come again after summertime. And you can't control this. You can't put a memorial up for this. You can't say, well, there's no immediate and you don't know who's going to get it. Then you find out in 14 days, they may not be here. Mm-hmm. Our elderly, the ones who have health issues, you don't know. You don't know if you're carrying and you get somebody else sick. Is that kind of paranoia? So how do you handle that being in a city, a state that has had so much happen?
Well, like they say that New Yorkers are resilient, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm resilient. I think anybody resilient, especially, I think we all are. It just takes the time for us to get to that point to be after we are hit with a dose of whatever our reality is.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was working downtown, I was blocks away from 9. I saw the buildings come down. I was in that, had all this stuff on me, lost my ex-girlfriend in the building. So, and it took a while for reality to hit. Like, I got to get back on track. I got to get back to where I was. It's going to be different.
Right.
Whatever that is, it's just going to be different. We have to, okay, fine. You can't forget, okay, we're never going to forget the situation because we were involved. We were here when it happened. But how do we move forward to be more preventive going into the future? How do we do that? How do we manage our lives? How do we pick up those pieces and try to keep moving?
Right.
Again, you know, we don't have a, you do have a choice, but then you don't.
Right.
Because for you to live your life and live your dreams, you got to move forward. And that's what I guess, that's what I feel that pushes a lot of people. For me to keep going so that, you know, my kids, my family, you know, the next generation is taken care of. You know, I gotta take the bull by the horns and
Mm-hmm.
just do what I have to do, because there were generations before us
Mm-hmm.
that's been through things like this,
Absolutely.
possibly
And
even worse.
they didn't have the immediate knowledge like we have with social media and stuff like that, finding about it within seconds. They had to
You,
find out when someone got sick.
and that was the number one thing that they found out, that if it wasn't for social media, word getting out, there was a lot of things that they probably would have never known about.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like if this was like the 80s, you know, we'd probably been like, all of us would have been like, we're just sick. How many people left on this earth?
been Mad Max around here. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I mean, there's pros and cons too. I think
Yeah.
I feel with everything going on with the killings of our young men, the dying of our people, because it's on the media every day. African Americans, people of color are the highest at risk because of our health issues. We're the ones dying left and right. And then it's just a lot.
They're
It's a
getting us from
lot.
all angles. They're getting us from all angles. And
Yeah.
they knew these governments, they knew that. People, they know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I think people are like, we're more aware now, even those who've been stuck in with the whole diabetes thing, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, that we know now. So now what are we going to do? What
Right.
are we doing now?
And we have to pick and choose our battles. I think I really feel that they've planted in us a divide, you know what I mean, that we have to break, and we have to pick what we're arguing about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I want to eat a piece of pork, leave me alone. That's not what we're gonna fight about. If I want to go to church on Sunday, we're not gonna fight about that. That we're not the why are you fighting me? There's a bigger war going on, so we need to focus on. We can take care of those things and be encouraging of each other, but don't fight each other, because at the end of the day, no one gives a damn who we praise or worship,
No.
and what we eat and how we take care of ourselves when they're gonna kill us nonstop.
No.
Doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense to keep saying that. It's like, okay, we understand. It's a habit we have to break or whatever it is. You're right. But that's not, we can't fight amongst each other when we have other bigger issues going on. It's ridiculous.
And that's that whole thing about what's happening right now is a period for you to like really do some spring cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been in it. Focusing on some stuff that I just knew, and not focusing on some people that I knew that I didn't need. So when coming out on the other end and you see me, it's gonna be like,
don't hurt their feelings. Stop it.
No, it's
stop hurting people's feelings.
It's just life. It's like now, it's like it's just life.
No, it's true. It's true.
You know what I mean? Because it's like this thing right here set precedents on the future. It's like, hey, this can happen tomorrow. What you gonna do today?
Yeah.
What you gonna do right now? Are you gonna just like waste your time on that person, this place, and this thing, or are you going to jump on what you're supposed to be doing so you can get to that?
You have to do the personal work. You know what I mean? You have to do the personal work. I know for me, I have that around the end of the year. I always go through these moments of just, cleansing and thinking, my mom passing, all of that, and asking and making promises that I clearly have not kept, right?
Mm-hmm.
And end of 2019, I told him I asked for some things, clarity, and I just like released it. Was not for me, who should not be here, please take them away, and I'm going to listen. I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to fight. Show me what I need to see, and that's it. I'm not looking for closure. I will close the door on my own. Mm-hmm. I don't need to hear anything anyone has to say. This is all for me with love. And when I tell you I've had the best year so far I've had in a long time, even with all of this going on, because I finally have put myself back first.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I have been doing some spring cleaning, and things try to come back like dust particles. It's like, why? What's going on? But we have to do the personal work.
Yeah.
And stop being petty and fighting about nonsense. You know what I mean? Do the work. Be honest with yourself about the work you need to be done. That way we can all come together as one and fight the big fight.
There it is.
Have the conversations.
Take it personal.
Have the conversations. Like for me, like with this COVID situation, I never complain because I have been in a much better situation than a lot of people. I did not get furloughed. I was getting my paycheck.
Yeah.
I was able to make sure we was all able to make sure that whoever worked for us was getting paid. I was home I didn't have to worry about any other mouth to feed. My dad was safe in California. I checked on him on a daily. My family was safe. Everyone in my family has been fine. I'm home. I'm like, no need for me to go anywhere. I got all that I need. It made me reevaluate how I was doing things, you know what I mean, and what was important. And I said, you know what? I'm doing a lot better than the most.
That's right.
I don't have to worry about homeschooling any children and worry about their well-being. I don't have to worry about my dad trying to make sure he's safe here. He's good where he's at. Right. Just take care of Erlene. That's all God telling you to take care of yourself. And that's what I'm going to do. And I had peace. I can tell you though, going back to work on the full time has been stressful. I will say that. It has been stressful.
So this is your first week back?
I've been back about 2-3 weeks.
Really?
I work for the city, and we don't have any public in our building just yet, but preparing for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The preparation is the hard thing because now you're thinking, okay, once we let people into the building, we want everyone who works for us safe. So that kind of thinking of how do we keep everyone safe? The barriers, what do you put up? Signage, and that's stressful. Managing everyone's anxiety because if they don't feel safe, you can't tell them they should be.
Right.
I mean, and that's been stressful. Wearing a mask every day outside. Skin breaking out from wearing a mask and stuff like that. I'm like, what's...
Oh, not your beautiful skin.
Listen, you're funny. I'm just like, and I don't sleep. I think everybody knows I don't sleep. Those weeks of me being home, I was resting, clearing my mind. Now I'm back to not sleeping again because I'm worried about, I'm out now in the public more. We're all in and out in some kind of way. Will I get sick and not even know? Am I asymptomatic? Am I around someone who is, even though we're all wearing masks and being really mindful of each other's, space? What's going to happen? But I try not to complain because my family has been healthy and safe. No one has lost anything. I haven't had anyone, go. So I'm like, I have to look at this as a blessing and not brag about that and not, do anything like that. I have to be mindful of those things and now try to figure out what can I do to bring awareness in other areas and do other things to help the community in some type of way, you know what I mean? Or help those who can't afford to eat. That 1,200 didn't do anything for a lot of people. Yeah. Folks lost their job after a week or two. No check, just have benefits. So if you're furloughed, that means you only have medical benefits. And then, oh, wait, you're not coming back to work. Because even though you've opened back the economy, what this has shown, companies who tell you, oh, we have no work from home positions, you actually do.
I know.
So now the job pool has probably widened because I can be anywhere working for you now, right? 2, why do I need to pay a lease on a building if I don't need people in the building? And some things like we had all these employees, we really don't need all these employees, do we? So it's going to be a shift in a lot of things.
Those companies, they got the money.
Oh, yeah.
They got bailed out. I'm looking for another one.
With everything going on with you, though, what's next for you, Mr. IMBD Page? Let me tell you how fly that is to me that you have your own IMDb page.
Oh Lord.
Because you know I'm a movie person. You know I'm a movie person, movie TV person. That's my thing. And so I'm like, look at he got all these credits, and I want an IMDb page.
I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work.
Yeah. So did you have anything? You had anything going on before all this happened? Had to get stopped in production?
Oh well. Let me just tell you this. Okay, March comes. March 5th, I signed with a new agent in New York, Atlanta, and Chicago.
Nice.
Yay! Pandemic, the agency that I'm with. I mean, we even had a Zoom meeting yesterday.
You've been zooming all day. You told me you've been zooming all day.
So it's pretty good. It's pretty cool that at least they check in with their artists. See how everybody's doing, how we keeping up. And I told them, I said, well, I'm in here. I said I was up Sunday to Monday for 29 hours. I was up for 29 hours writing a script. So I was like,
it's not healthy. That's not healthy.
Yeah. I said, I had to get it in. Yeah. It's just like I had to sacrifice a day and some hours to get it.
Once we open up, though, once we open it, it's gonna be, get going.
Well, you see, that's the thing that I want. I want to be ready when outside open again. I want to be ready to go.
Have you ever thought about doing, a lot of content creators are doing things via Facebook, Instagram, just doing.
Well, I haven't thought of anything that reflects me or reflects my brand. Now everybody uses that word brand. I'm like, whatever that is. I don't know.
It's true though.
I haven't thought of anything. I'm still working out my technical kinks on stuff.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you. The recording, when this happened on my small little hiatus, I said, wait a minute. I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. That's where it's like, okay, so what do I need to do real quick? What can I give myself a crash course on? How to do this?
It's because now they want, our industry will probably be 90% self-tape from home. 90%. So that at least they can know they can get the tapes emailed, and then they can say, okay, we want to see Eric, or we want to see this person, or we don't worry about that person. We want to see this person. So we can have them to come in, or they can do the tape again for the callback, or they have to come in. All the stuff that I ever studied, they ain't say nothing about. We got to learn how to operate the camera, know how to edit, and all that good stuff. Nothing I've done in this business. Nothing I've done. See, I'm a lucky one because I have a technical background.
That's great because I'm a liberal arts major. This ain't my job. This ain't my jam. This is not my ministry at all. When I tell you, that's probably why I'm tired. When I tell you I was battling, I take the first year where I was podcasting in the studio as a true life lesson. I take that as an investment into my education. Blessed to be able to do it. Right. But this is forcing us to shift how we think and what we do. And maybe forcing you to realize either you have a skill or you don't have a skill. And if you want to eat, you better grab the fishing pole and get to work, right? So it makes you ask questions, makes you research, makes you say, well, let me make sure my internet is straight. Let me make sure my camera, I have a new camera coming in. I'm like, let me get a better camera. Let me get some speakers. Let me do what I have to do what I saw them doing for me. Like, let me, I don't got to be at home. I don't have to be in the studio because social distancing for a while now, you're not going to want to be close to anyone.
I already did. I was like, I wonder how the person who's like 70-year-old, that the actress or the actor who's 70-year-old, what are they doing to get past this? If
they getting their grandkids or their children to do it. But you have some who are tech savvy. I love the way that the talk shows now are doing everything from home. Like Jimmy Fallon from home, it seems more intimate. It seems more authentic. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have one guest. You don't have to have the pretentious audience, all the bits and stuff out the window. It's
No laugh
straight
track.
conversation. You know, like I ain't got all the time for that extra though. So
Yeah,
what's
but
new? What's coming up new for you right now besides trying to figure out technology?
in writing, that's it. I'm a digging and been doing my writing. So I'm trying to I have a one-man show that I'm working on, two feature films that I'm working on. I have also a TV series idea that I have back here that I
Okay.
want to put out. Yeah. So now I'm trying to be multifaceted in this industry. You know, I can't sing, I can't fill the theater doing that. So we know that's not going to happen.
Right.
So the next best thing that I know that I can do is write everything that I've learned and put those into a story.
And this may be a blessing right now that gives you the time to sit down and get that stuff done. You know what I mean? Like you're not.
Yeah, it has. It took a while because then I wasn't so used to being in this space.
Yeah.
You know how you say like you at work, you're like, damn, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I want to go to work. I want to go to work. I'm tired of being here.
Yeah.
You know. So now it's like I've got used to being here. You know, like I said, I walked out yesterday and did my 2.23 miles yesterday. I said miles well in the complex, and I did it. Jump rope today. I went outside, jump rope. So I've done that. See, this situation here, that's kind of messes us up because it stops us from protesting. We're in this, we can't make any noise like we want to make.
Right.
This right here is something that they use as a tool so that we're unable to communicate with each other, because you have to actually yell to communicate with each other. How are we going to protest? How are we going to make our voices be heard? How are we going to, group together? How are we going to manage this whole process? And we can't talk like this anymore. We got to talk like this. So all that noise, all the sound that we're making in between, they can hear. They know what's going on. That's why this whole thing is. It's working. It's working for two forms. For them to stop us from voicing what's going on, what's really going on, and also for them to keep us from banding together. You see,
We have to find a way, though. If we go back to our ancestors, how they found a way to communicate, we got to find a way.
Unless we get pigeons and tie notes to their legs, that's the only way. Because that's why everybody's online, and you can't tell me they're not tracking now.
Of course.
They probably got the bill already written up. It's already been passed, and now they have the right to go into Facebook, Instagram, and see what people are doing.
I will say, though, it has been amazing talking to you.
You, for the first time.
I know, right? I admire your drive and your motivation and what you do. You're very personable. You're driven. You're always trying to just, keep pushing and keep going. I've never seen you, just based on what you put up, down or letting anything get you down. You know what I mean? And I just didn't want to talk to you for the longest. So,
That's another interview. I had some stories.
That's a whole nother interview, a whole nother conversation. But I do want to say thank you so much for taking the time just to sit with me and talk about who you are, what's going on, and have a little conversation, you know what I mean? And just real casual conversation about a few things in life and frustrations and just who you are. So you will have to have you on again, definitely.
Thank you, Queen. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you asking me.
Oh, of course.
That's when people, reach out to you and they want to find out about who you are and what you do and how you do it. Because there's always somebody. It's always somebody watching. Like there's somebody watching what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, gonna give up? Is she gonna give up? Is Arlene gonna give up?
Watching.
If she give up,
enjoying it.
come.
I'm up. I got you. Oh, I wanted to ask you before we go though,
Yeah.
because I know you was in the house. I know you was sitting back with some incense burning. I know you was there. I know you was there. Greg, I know you was in the house for the verses.
Abdul and Jill Scott.
I know you have a love for, I know. So I mean I know you was there the whole 3 hours, because I was, and the after party.
I played it on YouTube Sunday. Okay. Okay.
Anyway, Mr. McKay, I will let you go. I want to say thank you so much for sitting with me today for a nice little casual conversation. I will not hold you any longer, but you will be back at some point in time. At some point in time, I'll have you back. I want everyone to please follow Mr. McKay on Instagram. He has a Facebook fan page. I'll put his website in the description. Keep up with his work he's been doing. Look at all his credits and what he's been up to, his shorts, his TV shows, his movies that you're trying to get yourself into. I'm waiting to see the scripts and everything that you're working on. I am excited for whatever you put out and whatever you're going to do for the community and for yourself. Everyone, please enjoy the show. Make sure you subscribe to my show on all major streaming platforms. Have a wonderful evening. See y'all later. Respiratory infection that they didn't know what it was.
Passed out I passed out in here for a half hour.
Oh my
Fell out. Woke up on the floor.